Welcome to PJ Reviews. Now this video, I spent $100 on Bigo in 10 minutes. And this is what happened. Now on Bigo, there's currency that you can use to, I guess, have more fun and, gift to certain creators and live streamers. But there's also on Bigo, which kind of gets addicting, it's this activities tab where you can, once you pay for a certain number of gems that you can, give to other streamers, you can actually gamble. They call it, there's a lot of Filipino creators and they say sugal. You can gamble in order to get more gems. There were 3 games that I tried to do, and I looked at all the activities, but it was 3 games that I really spent my focus onto because you just want to increase your gems. It's money. It's an online gambling almost in a sense. So number 1, I tried the activity called Fish Bigo. What you do is you hit certain fishes, they have different points, and when you hit them, they multiply your bet. So your cannon is a bet. So you can start off with one gem as the cannon, or you get 2 gems, 5 gems, 10, 50. And then once you hit a certain fish, that multiplies your points. Like, for example, if you hit a small fish and you bet 1 times 1 is 1. Now imagine if you hit the bigger fish, which is a 5 times. So let's say you have one cannon and you hit a 5 times fish and it ends up being caught. You just got 5 gems out of 1. Now you can see how it can get addicting because you are shooting all these type of fish. You're just pressing it. You want to hit all these fish. There's colors. There's these goldfishes that are huge. And if you hit them, you might catch them and they might multiply your points. Now the problem is that you have to kind of do your math as you go because you can change your cannon and you can keep on pressing. You'll kind of forget how much money do I have in my cannon, and then all of a sudden, boom, insufficient balance. For me, I was trying to get the strategy correct, but what happened was almost too good to be true. My first time playing the Bigo fish, I ended up turning 200 gems to 1,000. I was using a 20 cannon, I was using a 50 gem cannon, and I was hitting the fish, and then it was giving me back 50, right? So you'd go even. But when you hit it and it doesn't come back to you, then you can lose big as well. The thing with the Bigo fish is kind of fishy because sometimes you would hit fish and they wouldn't be caught. So I mean you could spend 5 hits trying to hit a small fish and they might not be caught. And that's where it gets into a problem. That's where you gotta think about, oh, am I shooting the right fish? Should I be shooting every fish? Should I be just aiming for one type of fish? But I ended up playing this fish game, and I think that got the ball rolling of doing the Bigo activities, which I was up my first time, and then after I ended up losing a lot, and then the second time I ended up winning like maybe 100 gems. So then I used the 100 gems that I won to give it to a creator I really liked. And the creators that I like on Bigo are usually the DJs because they play great music that I can listen to while I'm working on other stuff. So that was the first game. The second activity that I tried was this thing called I think it was like a tabletop contest or tabletop controller. And what you would do is it's just a slot almost. And I paid for these gems and I decided to just stay on that game and just press it to see if I had the chance to win 1,000 gems or 1,000 coins or 500 coins, which was on the right side. And what ended up happening, I don't know how luck has it, but I ended up not losing, but I ended up winning always on the left side, meaning I would get a kiss gift, which is worth like 2 beans that you can send to people, and 1 coin. It was not worth it. So I mean, I could never go to the other side where there was like 500 coins you could win, or a treasure box of 1,000 coins, or just something bigger. So in that sense, it's good because when you lose, you still have a gift that you can give to your favorite person or live stream that you have. But it's not. I guess it's really hard. Money doesn't grow on trees. You can't hope to be on that winning side where all the gems are. And that was the tabletop game. And you can tell who plays that tabletop game a lot by the gifts that they give you. If they give you a lot of kisses, that means they've lost quite a bit. That they've lost and they've either won a coin or the kisses, which is almost like a default thing that you would win. There was also special things that can happen where you can collect like a Scrabble of Bigo, like Bigo, and then that will multiply your winnings. So if you land on the kiss on the tabletop, then you'll get 2 kisses instead of 1. That was the second game I played. The third game I played was this kind of Monopoly game where you would just press a dice and then you would just, it's like Monopoly, you would get the number of times, but then at the end you would have to get exactly the number in order to open the coin treasure, which is only 20 coins or 20 gems. That wasn't that fun. There are other different games, there's so many different games, but I didn't want to play it because it seemed like there was more guessing to do. There was one where you had to, it's almost like when you go to a casino and you have to put your number on a certain color and a number. There was that, but it was, you would put it on a fruit and then they would draw, and if you get it, then you get times the gem. So there was that as well. And then there are other activities I think that they release, but those 3 games that I played, I spent the most. I do like the Bigo Fish because it almost has some skill because you're choosing where you want to bet. You can decide whether you decide whether you're trying to hit the big fish too much because then you're losing all your money. And then at least the tabletop, you'll default win a kiss, which then you can send to people, and it looks cool. It's not amazing, but I mean, at least you don't walk away with nothing, which you could walk away with nothing if you do the Bigo Fish. With all those 3 activities, I spent, my $100 went like this. Usually with Bigo, I load maybe once every 2 weeks, and then I can give gifts to streamers that I like. I really like the singers and the DJs on Bigo. But at that moment, I got caught by the casino, but the online casino, the Bigo, the Fish Bigo, the tabletops, and I literally spent it in quickly, 10 minutes or so, just $100, boom, boom. So I can imagine how many people would get addicted if you don't stop. My stop was at $100, but I wanted more because I felt like I could get 1,000 again. I could get 1,000 gems again. I could win again with that Fish Bigo. The only people that are winning on Bigo, I would say, are maybe the live streamers who can they don't have to play with the gems because they can convert it to beans and they can play with the beans, meaning whenever someone sends you something as a live streamer, a gift, you collect beans. So you can use those beans to, reinvest into the app. And yeah, you're not really putting your own money. You're basically using other people's money to play and gamble. And then the other people that are winning is just Bigo in general, the community, because they get a crazy percentage, I've heard. And it's like the house always wins. In this case, the fish wins, the fish get to eat, and also the company gets to eat. And Bigo has done a good way of making it addicting because it's fun. The games are pretty fun. I was happy to play it. I just wish that I could last longer in the game. I mean, the Fish Bigo, you can decide how fast you can burn your gems. The tabletop, at least you'll get, some kisses, default kisses, and gifts back. But the other games, it's straight gambling, straight guessing, and hope for the best. There you have it. That's how I spent $100 on Bigo in 10 minutes. Don't do what I do, but at least maybe you'll have an idea of what to play next. If you have some crazy wins, let me know. Take care. PJ Reviews.